it was a bit tough at the start because I was used to teaching based on how it was like in school. But then I realized that through the feedback of the kid that I was teaching, that it wasn't really working out for him. So then I had to adapt and think of new ways to really condense the information into like maybe more bite-sized pieces, because I think over Zoom and over a virtual session, the attention span and the focus is a lot more easily lost.
Well, I think this pandemic has thrown us off skill for a lot of things, and most importantly in teaching and educating would be to move away from the traditional classroom teaching. I think a lot of us are very familiar with the face-to-face classroom teaching. So when this pandemic occurred, a lot of classroom teaching has to be stopped. So all of us have to look out for other means of teaching, and most of us moved to virtual teaching such as Zoom. So it was a new skill altogether to learn. Technicality wise, we have to learn how to use the system, how to take note of the sound, connectivity, voice, and etc. to make the virtual classroom teaching interesting.
The initial days of online learning was very difficult for me because as trying the technology, it gave me a dissatisfaction. I was not able to engage. At the end of the day, I feel a bit lousy that I'm not sure whether what I have delivered reached my participant. However, along the way, course of learning, even I learned. Lifelong learning is one of the strategies for us in Singapore, right? So as I learned how to use the online, I came up with Zoom ethics and what are the do's and don'ts, and include a lot of engagement session. And that become a sort of curriculum now. If you ask me now to plan a teaching session, I'll go online.
The most important one is the willingness to share what we know, to share what we not yet know but we want to find out, so that all of us can come together and look for a solution together. A very standard teacher is the one who will just teach according to the syllabus, but a true teacher will also be able to share his foresights or his insights, and that will actually guide the students to explore more on their own subsequently.
Teachers should be approachable. That is the first primary, very important thing to be a teacher, because being approachable opens the door to your learners to come to you to ask questions. If you're not approachable, it closes the door, and thus the first step of they checking in with you whether they're in the right track or not is closed. So being very approachable is very important. Following that, you should be willing to share and be pleasant, be very organized, as well as put the content across in a way that the participant learns.
What's most important, or like maybe a quality that's important in a teacher, would be a listening ear. Because oftentimes I think as students we have feedback for our teachers, but it's really important for the teachers, as I find myself being now, to really be receptive to the feedback that the student has. Because I think over the course of this period, I've had certain instances whereby I realized that when I was evaluating the learning of my student, that it might not have been achieving the objectives that it was intended to. So I might have thought in a way that I thought was useful to me, but my student didn't feel the same way. And when he actively voiced out his feedback, I felt that it was my duty to listen to him and make some changes.
It was really very well appreciated when nurses check on you, sister, how are you? Are you doing well? So to get this kind of questions and being checked on, feel very good that, even the participants are actually checking on us. So this is something that was very touching, and I feel very appreciated.
I guess it's very important and very appreciative and very touching when the students are very appreciative of what we have done. Yeah, seeing the effort that we have put through turning from face-to-face teaching, classroom teaching to Zoom, I feel very appreciated when they show their gratitude to us. Yeah, be it a small note or sometimes through an email, you know, that they express their gratitude. I think that's quite nice. Yeah.
This COVID actually made me realize that a lot of my students, they actually are very keen and they are very enthusiastic to learn. Despite the fact that, you know, a lot of the scheduled tutorials or teachings in a very structured syllabus has been cancelled or rescheduled, they actually took the initiative to come up and ask us for teachings or learning opportunities outside of the usual office hours. And it made me realize that I'm actually teaching a very dynamic group of students who are very keen learners. And what is even more heartwarming is a lot of them at the end of the day will leave a small thank you card or will just ask, you know, how have you been doing, sir, in these difficult times? In the end, it's the other way. They turn around and encourage me. So that is something that I find it very heartwarming.
I think I would just like to thank the people who have been in my life, no matter whether they have been you know, just passerbys or they are currently still present in my life. I think all of them have taught me something or another, whether is it about the world or about myself. And I think I really appreciate it very much, and I will continue to embody the spirit of education and imparting knowledge to others after me, so that everybody can benefit from this climate of mutual learning and education.
I would like to take this opportunity to really thank all my fellow colleagues who are educators who are in this journey to put in so much of effort and go through this hard time to bring across go through so much of changes during this COVID to make online learning happen. Not only online learning, there's so many sacrifices they have done in terms of time and balancing out the families and work. I would like to really thank them as well as my participants and learners to walk this journey together with us to fight this COVID.
I would like to thank all fellow teachers and also thank my own teachers last time. That is important. I want to encourage everybody to continue this journey of being an excellent educator and to continue to train our next generations and generations to come. That is important. And also I would like to share the fact that this pandemic taught me one very important lesson as educators is to be adaptive as possible. Do not be rigid. I think a lot of us as teachers, we have a tendency to teach in the same way as how we were taught as students last time. But times has changed, standard of care has changed, how we interact with patients nowadays has also changed drastically. We see a lot of new modalities of patient interactions in the form of telemedicine, in the form of online seminars. So things have changed, so we need to adapt and move along, and in order to ensure that the quality of the education remains high.